Well, greetings, Trinity friends. Thank you for joining us here. We are sharing Trinity's financial well-being. We try to do this each year, and today I've invited a number of folks who are part of Trinity's financial life and responsible for our financial health and well-being. First of all, let me introduce Jan Hildebrand. Jan, say hi.
Hello.
Jan is the Director of Finances here at Trinity Church. And then let me introduce Jennifer Weideman. Jennifer, say hi.
Hi.
Jennifer is the treasurer here at Trinity Church. And Chad Hardy. Chad, hi.
Hello.
Chad is the convener of our investment team. So between all of us, we just want to share a few pieces of information about Trinity's financial life and well-being. And we do this because a value of the vestry and myself as the rector here at Trinity is transparency when it comes to our financial well-being. That all members of Trinity Church are welcome and encouraged to ask any questions they have about any of our finances, from our investments to any endowments to our budget each year and how every dollar is used. There's no information that's off limits, and we want to provide an opportunity to just share that again. What I'm going to do is share a couple of slides to lead us through this information. Let me share. First of all, I want to, whoops, give me just a moment. Whoops. First of all, our financial well-being is grounded in our life together, our theology together. And that is certainly true when we think of Paul's letter to the Ephesians, when he says, I pray that you are being rooted and established in love and may have power together with all the saints to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. That we are rooted in Christ, we are rooted together to bring forth Christ's love. We are grounded and we are growing in the faith at all times. Let me share a little bit about who is involved in leadership at Trinity. Certainly members of our vestry. We have 3 classes in our vestry, and you can see the members of our vestry here who all play a part in setting budget and approving finances and overseeing finances at Trinity. Our finance leadership consists of Jennifer, who we've just introduced. Nancy Dexter is our senior warden. Ralph Simpson is our junior warden. I, as the rector, are part of our finance team. Steve Bennett, Don Weideman, Jan Hildebrand, of course, as a staff member, as well as Robert McNeil as a staff member. And then on our investment team, Chad and Jeff and Fred and Jim and Vince Childress. So you can see those names there: Jeff Howden, Fred Gross, Jim Gunn, Vince Childress, and Chad Hardy. So those are the individuals who have leadership roles at Trinity, general leadership roles in terms of finances as members of the vestry, and then our finance team, our investment team. There's a couple of things that I think are just kind of outstanding about our financial life at Trinity. This chart here that's before you just displays so much generosity that is put forth here, given here at Trinity. And I think this chart is it's kind of outstanding in the life of the Episcopal Church. It is not uncommon that a great majority of the resources a congregation has for its financial health each year come from just a few individuals. Here you can see that the giving here at Trinity is spread out across all different levels. There's everybody participating at the level that they can and are giving as they can. And it's quite impressive. And I just give thanks for that type of giving chart here at Trinity. Overall, in 2023, for our 2023 year, we had 1,021,188 pledged, and we had an open offering of $130,000 for a total of 1,151,188 of pledged and open offering. Here you can see a summary of revenue and expenses for 2024. Of course, we only have a reporting through June 30th right now. But as you can see in this first column in actual, we have a balanced budget. We have brought in terms of revenue exactly what we have expensed. And so that is an important just overview of financial life at Trinity. We have great oversight of our financial life each year in our budget. We know exactly where we are at any moment and what might be going on in our life. We have a staff who understands the budgeted funds that are available for the mission and ministry of the church, and also a vestry who keeps track of this. Each and every month, the vestry gets all the reporting of our finances and keeps track as well. We want to show you the sources of revenue here at Trinity Church. And once again, this is a very impressive pie chart, if you will. Again, it's not uncommon in the life of the General Episcopal Church for 50% of the church's budget to come from endowment. And the smaller part, or at least half, coming from the actual pledges that members give each and every year. So here at Trinity Church, 80% of all the financial resources we can put to work for mission and ministry at Trinity and in our community comes from the actual pledge that each individual member makes each individual year, deciding each year to make a gift to Trinity Church. We do have some endowment and investment that provides for our budget each year in the order of about 11%. And we do receive some donations for the use of our building and our parking lots, which provides for about 10% of our sources of revenue each year. And then here is a chart of our expenses and how those play out. So we have both our ordained ministry, administration includes, each one of these areas includes all the financial aspects of each area, including salary and benefits. So there isn't a specific line item for salary and benefits. Those who help lead our education and formation are included in the 11% that you see there. Our maintenance staff, so on and so forth. So you can see the ways in which our money, our revenue is being put use to mission and ministry. And 14% is put to use for our outreach and our mission. I want to say a few things about that. Here you see our partnerships and mission. This makes up the 14%, but there are so many other ways in which we have connections for outreach and mission that are not monetized in that number. I just received, for example, a report from Manna Food Bank that I'm holding in my hands. And they tell us that through the Red Bag Sunday that we just participated in here in 2024, the monetization of that Red Bag Sunday was almost $1,400. Yet when you add all of the times we've done that together, it's $30,000. So there's a number that doesn't get included in that 14%. Our vestry has a goal that 10% of all pledged gifts to the church will go for our outreach and mission. Before you get to see some of the community partners that we participate with in our city and some of where that funding goes. Certainly, we have what you might call major partnerships. For example, the Church of the Advocate is a major partner of our mission and ministry here in the city. Asheville Area Habitat for Humanity is another major partner. Meals on Wheels, Manna Food Bank, Pisgah Legal Services, and the others. Those are ways in which we partner with organizations in our city to do mission and ministry. And then you can see in the bottom right-hand corner unmonetized partnerships, such as Red Bag Sunday and Children First Communities and Schools, Christmas gifts, and the volunteer team that we have going to Transformation Village and the Veterans Restoration Quarters on a regular basis, our youth mission trips, a middle school trip that happened this summer, for example. So you can see the varied ways in which our outreach and mission is engaged here in our life. And then just briefly, again, just to repeat, anyone who wanted more detailed information is welcome to inquire and receive it. We do have some investment/endowments here at Trinity. Trinity is over 100, nearly 150 years old. One could argue that it ought to be even higher, but nevertheless, we do have great gifts that have been given to Trinity. So you can see where some of those balances are. We have temporarily restricted funds in the order of $650,000, permanently restricted funds in the order of $601,000. Another set of permanently restricted funds that's held at the Community Foundation of Western North Carolina. The largest, a fund established by James Lee, stands at $1.3 million. A fund established by Buck and Kay Cannon for the purposes of our music program stands at $227,000, and also a fund established by the Patton family to the purpose of outreach in our community, and that stands at about $75,000. Additionally, we have some permanently restricted funds held at Vanguard in the order of almost $900,000. So, in summary, you see in here that I've just shared with you kind of an overview of the financial life. I'm going to stop sharing this. You see kind of the overview of financial life here at Trinity. And I'm just going to ask each one of my colleagues here to just say a few words about where you see the strengths and the blessings of our financial well-being here at Trinity. Jan, let me just start with you.
Sure, thank you. One of my tasks is to prepare and review the financial statements every month. And part of that process, I can speak with the staff or ministry leaders who are in charge of a particular budget. And they're always very aware of the budget and their spending limits. So, we all take a lot of pride and interest in good stewardship for the money, even, at the staff level. So
That's
I'm
very
happy to report that.
That's very helpful to hear. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we really do have a staff that is aware of where the budget is and how it's being deployed for mission and ministry. And I would just add that also um, uh, it's not rigid. I mean, if someone had felt the pull of God on their shoulder and said, "I really believe I have an opportunity to do this, and it's going to take this financially," um, they will come speak with me, and we'll see if we can make it happen. But at least they know where those boundaries are. So thank you, Jan.
Mhm.
Jennifer.
Okay, well, I'm real happy to say that this year was kind of how shall I call it? A leap of faith for
Yeah,
all of us as
yeah,
we looked at the fact that we wanted to grow. We were growing and we wanted to grow, which required growing financially.
yeah.
And we are so healthy for two reasons. One, the generosity of the folks at Trinity in stepping up and realizing the needs. And just as Jan said, the awareness, the focus on proper spending,
Mhm.
on being good stewards of the money and not wasting it. Our expenses are right where we thought they would be, actually a tiny bit lower, and our revenue is strong. And that certainly has made for a good picture and a healthy organization.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Yeah, thank you. And Chad is helps lead the team that is looking at our investments and endowment and how is it being managed and how is it performing, so to say. And I'm so grateful when I'm in these meetings to have Chad and the rest of the team together because while I know about this, the kind of inside workings can sometimes evade me. So I'm so glad to be working with a great team. So Chad, just tell us a little bit about how you see it.
Yes, thank you, Scott. And first and foremost, let's say a special thanks to all of the people at Trinity who generously entrusted our parish with monies uh, within our different funds that we have, both members that were a big part of our church life that have passed away, and then people who have
Mhm.
given during their lifetimes. We're just so grateful. And our committee has now been in place since 2012, and I'm pleased to say several members of our committee, including myself, have served on the committee since its inception. And it's really a partnership between our committee, which we are blessed to have several people on our committee that have a financial advisory background. So we're very well versed in endowments and how funds are managed. But we're also in our quarterly meetings, we have our senior and junior wardens in attendance. We have Scott, we have Jan, we have Jennifer involved. And as a body, we make recommendations to the vestry. So it is truly a partnership. The vestry has chosen to have money regularly sent to be invested in various funds within the church. And really, nothing financial escapes our oversight. This year, we actually established a Treasury money market fund at Vanguard just to hold short-term funds of the church at current market interest rates, which have exceeded 5%. At the same point in time, I think it's important to know that in our investment portfolios, we have actively managed investment strategies and we have passively managed or
Mm.
indexed oriented strategies, which have very low internal fees and expenses. And we are constantly looking at the performance, we're looking at the fees and expenses, even at the community foundation, where we simply receive a endowment transfer each year. We as a committee are permitted to make recommendations to the vestry as to how the funds are invested. And during my tenure, we have made changes and we continue to make those changes and to be sure of two things. Number one, that we're being stewards of the money that's been entrusted to our parish that so many people love. And number two, our committee is equipped to discuss with any parishioner that would be interested in knowing more about the investment process, the investment policy, our various investment partners, our annual endowment distributions and how those are determined. We welcome questions. We welcome people who are interested in learning more. And certainly we're always welcome to have people come and join us. There is no prerequisite to have a financial background. Some of our best members have been people who are just more passionate Trinitarians and not so much investment people, and they've given us great insight. So it is a great blessing to be in this role at Trinity. Thank you.
Chad, thank you so much. And a couple of things you said, just to highlight from my end, is we want what we're talking about here is we have a team of people who are really skilled at managing our investments and our funds. And certainly if there's any member of Trinity who might be interested in helping to set up a bequest upon death or add to our endowment, there's assurance here of how that could be done and how those funds would be well taken care of. So thank you so very much. And I guess let's not leave, Jennifer, let's not leave without letting the members of the church know that our funds are audited and that we keep up with that each year through a agreed upon procedures. Is that right? Do I have that right?
You got the terms.
Okay.
Yes. And we had a very successful audit when we were audited. No problems noted. It sounds funny because it's called an unqualified audit,
Okay.
which doesn't mean we're not qualified. It means there were no qualifiers on it.
Oh,
So
okay.
it
I
means
get it.
it's as good as it gets. It's an excellent audit. And then we are able to do at a lower cost agreed upon procedures every year.
Okay.
And last year we received an excellent report on that. I'm telling you, that staff is on top of things.
All right.
And this year we expect the same results. The process is still going, but all their reviews been done and it went very smoothly. So we feel we anticipate another glowing report.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you to our staff for engaging that process. And thank you to you, Jennifer, for kind of overseeing that that's getting done. And we get the type of results that you just mentioned. Well, that's enough for now, but I just want to thank each of you for joining me today. And I want to thank each of you, members of Trinity Church, members and friends who entrust this group of people and others with the oversight and the of your financial gift, so that we can be assured that your financial support of Trinity Church is going to the mission and ministry of Trinity Church for the good of the gospel and for the good of this community. I couldn't be any more grateful for the great team of people I get to be in partnership with around our financial life at Trinity. Once again, if anything that we've said or any piece of information you've seen today just prompts further questions, you are free to call up Jan Hildebrand and ask. Jan knows that it's her role to give any member of Trinity Church the information. And I also know that Jennifer and Chad would be happy to chat with anyone about this information and any more that you might have. God bless to you and to yours. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.